What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, as for some of the highlights in this video, we now have a better look at the Air Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. As well, we have new photos of the Air Jordan 4 Fear and the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined, and a first look at the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Howard. Now, throughout this video, we got a lot more first looks, including from Jordan Brand and Nike. Other than that, we have one thing from New Balance. And now, let's jump into the news. Stone Island and New Balance will collaborate on a new small pack, which will land on the New Balance 991 V2. This pack is known as the Ghost Pack, and it consists of 3 colorways. Now, the official colorways of these shoes have yet to be unveiled, but we have one pair dressed in cell, another pair in shades of green, and then the last pair will feature black. Prior to this, there was an image going around of the cell pair. Although you can't see it on this image, all 3 will feature Stone Island's branding and compass on the tongues. Now, at the time of recording, we don't have a specific release date, but all 3 pairs are expected to debut fall 2024, and the retail price will be $250 each. Over the weekend, we received a first look at the Nike KD17 Ant Pearl. Now, this is different from the sample I saw. On the OG sample, it was supposed to have like a purplish shade on the swoosh, but now it's just pretty much all shades of pink, which fits the theme. So for those that don't know, the Ant Pearl series started in 2012. The first pair to be released is the KD4, which will return this year. And this pair features a pink foam and beyond pink colorway. Now, if you look closely, there is a floral design on the ankle that wraps the heel. Speaking of the heels, we also have some more unique designs. On the left heel, it features AP for Ant Pearl, and then on the right heel, it has KD. I'm actually a big fan of the KD17, although I have yet to pick up a pair. This might be the pair that I do. Also, the branding on the tongue, it has like this pearlescent finish. It looks really good. Now, the good part about this is that we also have a release date. Now, before this, it was just expected to debut during the holiday 2024 season, but the release date is November 15th, and the retail price will be $160. Back in 2023, I talked about the upcoming Supreme Nike Clogposite collaboration. At that time, I only knew of one colorway, but as most of you know, Supreme drops multiple colorways when they collaborate with Nike or anybody else. So a few days ago, we received a first look at all 3 colorways, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the design on a few of these. So just to go over the 3 colorways, the first one comes dressed in black, white, and black. The second features white, white, and gym red. And then the third comes in Opti yellow, white, and black. To me, it kind of has like a race design to them. The Supreme branding can be seen on the sides and then on the insoles. But yeah, this is a shoe that you either like or you don't like. I know when they originally dropped in the early 2000s, people were not feeling them. But it's a different time now. People are fans of clogs or shoes you could easily just slip on. So it might actually do well. Now, being a Supreme collaboration definitely helps, although there has been some GR colorways that have dropped. And for all 3, they're going to debut on September 5th. They'll be available at Supreme online as well as in stores, and the retail price will be $140 each. We now have a first look at this year's Nike Dunk Low Halloween release, and I got to admit, it's kind of nice. I like it. It's different. Now, the official colorway on these is Bright Cactus, Black, and Green Curry. Now, the standout feature on this shoe is a skull on the toe box. Now, it looks like it's made of rubber, and wearing these, you'll definitely get some people asking you about them because, in my opinion, this is pretty unique. Now, the swoosh looks to be made of the same material, and as for the base itself, it comes in black, and then the overlays come in green with this crack-like detailing. Now, what's crazy about this shoe, if it was an SB Dunk, I know for a fact they would sell out resell for some crazy money, and people would be going crazy for them. And I'm not gonna lie, I would fall in it too. And that's just because I like the SB Dunk over the regular Dunk. I like the extra padding, how they feel. To me, it feels like mini tanks on your feet. As for Dunks, typically they're kind of thin. They're not bad, it's just not something I go after. So unfortunately, we don't have a specific release date, but October 2024 is when they're expected to drop, and the retail price will be $130. Speaking of first looks, we now have one of the Nike Kobe 6 Protro Cell. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, didn't we already see a first look at this shoe? And I thought we did as well. So let me go back. Now, months ago, Z and I, we leaked that the Nike Kobe 6 Protro Cell would be releasing in spring 2025. Now, the colorway is Cell, Black, Light Bone, White, and Platinum Violet. And the colorway matched up to the pair that Vanessa Bryant was seen wearing, as well as different NBA players during NBA All-Star Weekend 2024. Now, it wasn't confirmed at that time if it was the pair, but the colorway did resemble that shoe. And then later on, we saw what we all believed to be a first look. It was a sample pair, but it turns out the retail pair will be different. So here is our first look. Now, obviously, the biggest difference between the retail pair and the sample is that it features stars on the upper. So it starts out with what appears to be the reptile or snake-like pattern, and then it transitions into stars. As well, the swoosh is overlaid. On the sample pair, and I believe the pair that NBA players were wearing and Vanessa Bryant, the swoosh was like painted on. In this image, it looks like it's overlaid. And unfortunately, we only have these two images, so we can't really go over too much more. But I will say that I like the look of what's releasing compared to the samples. These are pretty nice. It is something different, and I'm a fan of it. Now, we do have a release date, which is February 13th, so right before NBA All-Star Weekend, and the retail price will be $190. Alright, so as you can see, the theme of this video, we have quite a few first looks, and moving on to Jordan Brand, we have a first look at the Air Jordan 4 Net in white. Now, you might remember Z Sneakerhead Z, he put out a mock-up showing what the shoes could look like. Now, in one of the previous videos, I also said that yes, the mock-up is accurate. I did see the shoes, but that the netting is going to be more exaggerated. That was the best way I can describe it then. It wasn't going to be overlaid on the shoes, but it was going to kind of like stand out, like as you can see here. And yeah, a lot of people are not feeling these whatsoever. As you can see, this pair is done in all white, and the only bit of gold that we could see lands on the Jumpman and the 2-3 charms. But other than that, we have this netted shroud that overlays the tongue. It also replaces where the traditional mesh would go. And man, I'm not feeling these whatsoever, but maybe somebody who watches, maybe you guys might like it. I don't know. I would love to hear your opinions on it. They will feature the Jumpman logo on the heels, and this is a women's exclusive release. This whole model is a women's release. If there's any women who watch my videos, because I know the percentage when I look at the analytics is pretty low, let me know your thoughts on these. But the official colorway on these is white, phantom, and metallic gold. Like I mentioned, the only gold we see is on the charms. And to me, this looks all white. I guess the phantom would be on the liner. We also have a release date change for them. They were supposed to debut on October 30th, but they've been pushed back. And the new release date is December 2nd. Also, the retail price will be $210. We have another Air Jordan 4. This time it's going to be a grade school exclusive. I also believe they'll release in preschool and toddler sizes. This pair is known as Pure Platinum due to the colorway. Speaking of the colorway, the official colorway is Pure Platinum, Metallic Gold, Cell, and Black. And as you can see, the shoes feature a leather build. We have Pure Platinum on the upper. It kind of gives it like this blue tint to it. And then we have black detailing on the mesh panels, tongue, eye stays, the mud guard, and the heel tabs. Now we do have a bit of metallic gold, which hits the Jumpman branding on the tongue, insoles, and heels. Other details include Cell on the midsole, as well as the laces, and Pure Platinum on the rubber outsole with a black Jumpman. Now, if you're interested in buying this pair, they're scheduled to debut on November 1st, and the retail price will be $160. So for our next first look, we have a first look at the Air Jordan 12 Phantom. Now this pair is a women's exclusive and will drop on the same day as the Air Jordan 4 Net in white. And as you can see, it features a similar color theme consisting of Phantom, metallic gold, and white. So what I will say about the shoes, they do look like they have some decent materials, but again, this is an early look. Plus, I would like to see some better images. The shoes combine nubuck and leather, while covered in Phantom throughout. Now it does have metallic gold details which hits the top eyelets, the Jumpman plate on the lateral side, and then the other plate on the medial side. And then we have white on the branding down the heel. Now I will say that the mock-up was on point. The only difference is that it's more of a Phantom hue up top, and of course we have different materials used. I don't think it's bad. It does remind me of the OVO 12s. And this pair is expected to drop on December 2nd, and the retail price will be $200. We now have better photos of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Game Royal. So the official colorway on this one is white, black, Game Royal, and Cell. And there is a few differences compared to the 2018 Game Royal Air Jordan 1 High OG, but the attempt was to recreate the shoes, although this pair features white on the tongue instead of black used on the high. And I forgot to mention that the last time I showed them off. And the other difference would be Cell on the midsole. The high version featured white. Other than that, everything else is on point other than them being a low. We have Game Royal used on the leather overlays, white on the base, black fills in the swoosh, wings on the heel, liner, and the laces. And then we have Game Royal on the rubber outsole. Now, these are nice in my opinion. I like them a lot. I like age detailing on my shoes, but this is a pair that probably could have done without. I know there's certain times where age detailing enhances the shoe, at least in my opinion, because I'm a fan of like vintage stuff. But this one, I think it could have done without. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like them. And these images actually come from JD Sports. Before that, we had photos, I'm not sure from who, but it was those early looks. And these images just make them look a lot better. So for this one, they are expected to drop on November 30th. They're also expected to be available in full family sizing, and I don't have the retail price breakdown for the full family sizing, but in adult sizing, this pair will cost $140. Quick heads up on the Maniere Air Jordan 4 while you were sleeping. So not only do we have some new images, but more importantly, the release date has changed, not by a lot, and it has moved forward. So initially, the release date for these were supposed to be on September 28th. Now the release date is expected to take place on September 26th, although this hasn't been 100% confirmed, and they could be moved around a bit more. And the official colorway on this one is Fossil Stone, Metallic Pewter, and Burgundy Crush. I still don't know what's going on with the other colorway. I guess a lot of people didn't know that there was supposed to be two colorways releasing. This one known as Fossil Stone, but more commonly known as While You Were Sleeping. And then the other pair is known as Phantom. I've been asking around, but I haven't been getting much details, which is kind of surprising because a lot of Maniere stuff gets leaked well in advance. But yeah, it could be part of the second collection coming because I do know we have another colorway of the Air Jordan 3 and another colorway of the Air Max 95. But more on that soon. Also, if I forgot to mention, the retail price will be $250. These will drop in women's sizing, but will be available in extended women's sizing. We also have retailer photos of the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Toe Reimagined, and in my opinion, it's always the retailer or official images that make me want the shoes even more. They're just clean images. Now, of course, I added the background to them. And these images come from Size, so it's an authentic retailer in the UK. And since it's been a minute since I featured this pair in the video and these images are making the rounds, I thought why not talk about it now. I'm sure everybody knows the history and what these are inspired by, but for those that don't know, this pair is inspired by the original sample. Instead of the Wings logo, it features Air Jordan text on the ankle. Now, they will come with special packaging. It'll be an image of MJ on the top of the box. He has the black toe sample pair over his shoulder. I featured the box in a previous video. Unfortunately, we don't have new images of the box just yet, and I really don't want to feature the images because from where they come from, it's not such a great and reliable source. They do some bait and switch from time to time, from what I've been told, and allegedly. One thing I do wish that these images showed off was the writing on the left inner collar, which reads, "My very best, Michael Jordan." But it's alright, in my opinion, these are looking great. I definitely plan on picking them up. Let me know if you do down in the comment section below. And they're going to drop on October 18th. They will be available in full family sizing. So in adult sizing, it'll cost $180, grade school will cost $140, preschool is priced at $85, and toddler sizes will cost $70. About a month ago, you guys might remember I put an updated mock-up of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Howard. Now initially, from my sources, I was told that we were supposed to get what resembled the PE. It wasn't identical to the PE, but the color blocking was supposed to be on point. But things change, and I did put out a mock-up showing what they will look like, and now we have a first look confirming what they actually look like. So the new mock-up was on point, and although the shoes don't have Howard branding, the initial first look came from some Nike images, and it was showing off the upcoming Jordan brand Howard University clothing that will also be dropping. I'll share the image, and the woman in the photo is wearing the Satin Shadow Air Jordan 1, while the guy has on the Howard pair. In my opinion, I think these look clean, although I would have liked the color blocking on the PE a bit more. And the official colorway on this pair is white, gym red, midnight navy, neutral gray, cell, and muslin. This pair will also feature a mini swoosh in red embroidered by the toe. It also comes constructed with leather. We have white on the base, midnight navy on the overlays, swoosh logo, and wings on the heel. Now muslin will be placed on the tongue, giving them an aged look, and we also have cell on the midsole. It isn't as aged as muslin is. And then finishing this pair off, we have navy on the rubber outsole. I like these. I think they're clean. I like what they represent. I do wish that it had some official branding with Howard, and I'm kind of curious to see how Jordan Brand rolls them out, as if it's a Howard University shoe, or if they just call them like Gym Red and Midnight Navy, you know how they do on sneakers. But the apparel shown is an official collaboration, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But this pair is expected to debut on October 12th, and the retail price will be $140. Another release I can't wait to take place is the Air Jordan 4 Fear. Now, although we've seen quite a few first looks, most of them have been in toddler and grade school sizing, and then maybe a month ago we saw a first look in adult sizing, but now we have retailer images from size of the adult pair. So of course I wanted to share that with you guys, and in my opinion, I think the shape on these look great. You know, it's always from these early look guys that the pairs, they look a little funky, and that could be due to the fact that, you know, basically what they're doing is they're stealing them out of the factory. And if you're doing that, you got to hide them. You just can't walk out with them. I mean, maybe you could, but I assume that they're storing them in ways that get them all smushed up. That could be one thing. But yeah, these, I can't wait for them to drop. Now, for those that don't know, this pair is part of the Fear Pack. There is a total of 3 pairs. We have the Air Jordan 3, the Air Jordan 4, and the Air Jordan 5. Last year, the Air Jordan 3 returned. This year, we have the Air Jordan 4, and who knows about the Air Jordan 5 just yet. Possibly in 2025, but we'll see. Now, this pair originally dropped in 2013 and is inspired by the 2008 Become Legendary campaign. Now, in my opinion, the 2024 pair is better than the 2013, and that is just due to the shape and the overall quality. In 2013, the quality wasn't that great on Jordans. I mean, you can even make an argument now that the quality isn't that great, especially if you're comparing to what the retail price is. But what I will say, it's better, especially with the shape. Jordan Brand is making an attempt to make them closer to the OG shape. Just as a heads up, I plan on dropping something soon that is kind of inspired by this shoe along with something else. And I'm actually going in this week to get some of the details flattened out. But more on that soon. I'm actually really excited about it. But for those looking to buy the Air Jordan 4 Fear, they're going to drop on November 9th. The retail price will be $215 in men's. Grade school will cost $160. Preschool is priced at $100, and toddler sizes will cost $85. Alright, so right after I dropped my last video, new images popped up of the Air Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. Now, not only that, I'll include a short video of the shoes and it really shows off the 3M reflective detailing. So in that video, you can see that the tongue is 3M, the Nike Air on the heel is 3M, which the Nike Air on the heel, it appears that it's like a rubber material. A lot of people were claiming about the toe box shape. What I will say is that it is closer to the OG. Is it perfect? No. The ankle also looks a bit slimmed down compared to like those chunky ankles that we used to see on some of the older Air Jordan 5 retros, which I think is a pretty good thing. As well, the tongue does sit a bit high. I don't know if the guy who recorded this positioned it that way. And overall, I'm a big fan of these. Now, the thing I don't like about the shoes is the blue tint on the translucent outsole. I'm not a fan of that. I wish it would have been clear, but maybe there's a reason why it's blue. Maybe it ties into the Reimagined theme, but that's something I haven't heard of as of yet. Also, from these angles, the tongue does look a bit thinner. I could be wrong on that. We don't have the best angles just yet, but I'm sure within time we'll get a super close, detailed look. And in the last video, I said that the lace lock looked pinkish to me. Well, in these images, it's definitely red. Now, another thing is that people have been asking about, it doesn't look like the laces, the white laces will be 3M. To me, that's not a huge big deal. I prefer the white laces because it's like MJ's PE, but they'll also come with black laces. So if you're not a fan of that look, you can just swap it out. Also, they will come with a hang tag. It's like a kind of like an iced over Nike Air hang tag. But yeah, I just wanted to share the new photos, get your guys' opinions on them. I personally think the shape looks better than what we have. Again, it's not 100% on point. I don't know if we'll ever get a shape that's 100% on point to the OG. It would be cool to have that. Now, as for a release date, this pair is going to drop on February 8th. They have been moved forward from February 15th. And the retail price that I have is $220, although some people are reporting $210. But yeah, I'm hearing $220. I would like it to be $210. But once I have confirmation on that, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Again, let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now this week will probably be another busy week. I don't know how many videos I plan on doing. I do know that I'm going to drop a short on Tuesday and a short on Wednesday and then a news video on Thursday. And maybe a bit more than that. I'm not entirely sure, but that's for sure what I have planned so far. I know last week I dropped 4 videos. That definitely took a lot out of me, but I did enjoy doing them. If we have enough news to do 4 videos, I definitely will. Now, from this one, let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.